Infinite combos. We've seen them before. We understand what they do. But a lot of times in Magic, infinite combos are either unstoppable or you can't prevent them from happening over and over again. You can't pick a number. That used to be the case with the dinosaur combo back in the day. And Pioneer, people know about the Amelia combo. If you give the Wild Growth Walker indestructible, Amelia will try to kill them all. Indestructible, goes on infinitely, causes a draw. However, we have an infinite damage combo cycle that you can do and stop at any time based on how the card is worded. So our main game plan, right, is to play all these spells to get cards into our graveyard that we want and cards into our hand that we need. Only card in our hand that we need is this Awakening, or we can recast it off of a Founding of the Third Path, but that's besides the point. We need this card. We're going to be returning to the battlefield. This is a reanimate card. We're going to return to the battlefield. Rakdos joins up. Rakdos joins up, enters battlefield, return target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. The counters part doesn't matter. The main thing that matters is when a legendary creature you control dies. Rakdos deals damage equal to that target's power. We have this hulking uncommon in our deck. This card has prototype, whatever, but that's not the main thing. This card is free because Rakdos will be returning this card from the graveyard. You may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of an artifact or creature you control, except that it's an artifact creature and its other types, whatever, and its power and toughness stays the same. Because this reanimate spell is so unique that it turns our thing that we bring back to the battlefield into a 1/1 spirit creature. Therefore, this is allowed to copy Rakdos joins up. Now, why is that important? This is a legendary enchantment. This will copy the fact that this is a legendary because it is a copy of the card. So we'll have a 1/1 Rakdos joins up spirit, and this will come in because of this ability as a 9/9 creature copy of Rakdos joins up. Now, legendary rule will happen. If you don't know what legendary rule is, basically legendary, you can only have one name as a legendary rule. So they'll both be named Rakdos joins up, and they'll both be legendary. They'll both be creatures and everything. So you have to pick one to keep. We keep the original Rakdos joins up. However, this enters the battlefield as this card, and the trigger will go on the stack to reanimate a creature. Legendary rule happens before anything else in the game can happen. If you put two legendaries on the battlefield before any triggers, anything goes on the stack, you have to choose which legendary creature you're keeping. Therefore, before we pick a target on what we're reanimating, we have to sacrifice this, and Rakdos, or this card, will be back in the graveyard for its own trigger in order to bring it back to the battlefield and copy Rakdos joins up again. So basically what ends up happening is we cast this makes a 1/1. We reanimate this as a copy of this. We choose to keep the Rakdos joins up. This goes back into the graveyard. Then this trigger from being a copy of Rakdos joins up will rebring back the hulking metamorph, copying Rakdos joins up. And what happens is this is a 9/9 legendary, and the bottom part of this card says whenever a legendary creature you control dies, it deals that much damage to target opponent. There'll be 2 Rakdos joins up on the battlefield whenever this would die. Therefore, they'll take 18 for every single cycle this happens. And the best part about it is that would, in theory, be infinite. We always have to return it. If this is the only thing in the graveyard, what else can we pick? Well, sometimes we'll have other creatures, but this says you may have it enter as a battlefield a copy of an artifact or creature. You don't actually have to have it enter as a copy. So whenever you're done with the combo, if this is the only creature in your yard, you just pick it. You choose to copy nothing. It'll just enter as a 7/7, copying nothing. All the triggers from Rakdos joins up will resolve on the stack, and your opponent will no longer be in the game. So outside of that, I know it's pretty complicated. We're just going to hop into the games, see how it goes. It's pretty self-explanatory when we get in there. Once you see it, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense if I didn't make it very clear. But let's hop out there and go see how this infinite combo deck works. Well, just need the combo. And we're first. Very sick. Play here. Then we kind of pass. Whenever a legendary creature control dies, deals damage equal to that creature's power to target opponent. Yeah. I might mess up the combo. I forgot to test it. First of all. I think against maybe an aggro deck, which is Boros Convoke, I think I want to take another land here. And I'm just going to play a Shredder. You just hope it's kind of good enough. They're most likely to cast 2 spells here, so Shredder's most likely to trigger here, actually. But yeah, the main combo here, I'll probably explain it in the intro, though, but is to have this enter, as a copy. Legendary rule will have to apply first, and you just keep bringing this back. And then whenever a legendary creature you control dies, it deals that much damage to target opponent. So this returns copy in this, legendary triggers. No way, we just ripped it, dude. No way. We just let it all go. We let it all go. Sure. We just need 2 untap lands, preferably. I can always get rid of 1. Let's pass here. Pretty sure. Return target artifact or non-or enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sure. Is this a knight? Is this a case? A lot of things it could be. This is going to trigger. And again, this wants to return the creature from the graveyard. So we want to get rid of the hulking metamorphosis. Sure. Very cool. Thus far. They didn't really want to attack to my Shredder. They can double tap down now. Looks like we're going to have to figure it out, though. Untap land. Sick. Sick, sick, sick. Right up. Watch me butcher the combo here. I hate not playing the combo like against Sparky or something right away. Pay 0. Confirm. This one. Enters. We grab this. We have it copy this. And then we pick which one we'd like to keep, right? Enters the battlefield, return target card. Yeah, so we just keep the original. And now we have all these. They take 9. We do this again. Do this. Do this. I'm pretty sure if we sack it the other way, it stops the combo. But I think they're already taking 9. But you can see this is now an infinite loop. And forever it'll go on if we want until we do something like this where we bring back a Shredder. And now they had all this damage cooking up because it counts itself too. So you don't have to do it for very long. My opponent goes first. I think we have to maul this. I think I need a little bit more consistency out of the lands from my hand. We can keep here. I think I just let this go. I know that might be crazy, but I kind of have a reason for it. Because being on the draw, I think I might want creatures to be able to defend my life total. That's what it's looking like I'm going to need. Let's surveil. Normally that land's not bad because you kind of want it to protect yourself. But we're going to founding the third path, letting this prankster go. Trying to get the stuff in our yard. Oh, I might need to wait a turn, right? Yeah, we want to archaeologist first, actually. Probably see a scry here. Most of the time they scry, which makes sense. 1 damage, like when you scry here, this makes up for the damage next combat. So like you should always scry here, but unless your hand's absolutely bonkers, then you know, don't do anything. Never change. Never struggle, never change, never suffer. Land, chart. I would like to chart, of course. We want this in the yard. Now we're working towards it. Archaeologist can help defend a little bit. The only problem is we're looking at a lot of damage, I think. Ugh, no way, bro. And we're kind of protected a little bit. When we block. Better off keeping it around to block for an extra turn when available. One, I guess. This one. 2, 3, and 4. Let's put another prankster in my hand. We hold back. Here's gonna be the only real problem is I might have to double prankster next turn, just like play them. But the problem is I haven't had a way to really get rid of cards. Like a Faithful Mending would have been nice at some point. We're taking 5, 6, 7. I mean, barring they play something, I don't know. Got something, opponent? Sure. Mill? Well, we actually just have to survive this turn, which is kind of wild. Right? Because we can cast this next turn and do the combo. So if we're able to survive here, we can win. I don't know if that's possible for us right now. No creature. I mean, it's kind of possible. We're looking at 3. Most likely looking at 5 at minimum. Just because, like, I have to imagine that some amount of creatures is going to enter. Yes. Does that mean they have, like, a Gleeful Demolition in hand, you think? Are we going to get out of this game? This is wild if we're actually escaping. Because we should have this in the bag now. This goes to mode. We cast this. Yes. For X is 0. Correct. Confirm 0. We return to Rakdos. Comes in. We grab the hulking. We make it copy this. We keep this. They take 18. But the loop has to continue. We do this. We do this. We keep this. Now they're already up to a ton more. And then we just copy this. Alright, opponent. Decline. It does not matter. Ta-da! This deck's kind of sick. It's kind of sick. I do think it has play. This deck might actually be good. Who knows? It goes first. This is our hand. We have Gaze into Third Path or Shredder, depending on the match. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Pretty sick hand. Plus, we have 3 mana that curves out really well. Oh my gosh! Why are all my aggro opponents on the play, dude? I'm getting stressed out. This is like the one matchup. It's kind of tougher, too. Maybe that pause will make them not commit. I have Fading Hope. I have Fading Hope. I have Fading Hope. I have Fading Hope. They don't believe me. That sucks. Now I'm upset. They were too smart. Yeah. They're too smart. All these are kind of bad. I'm just... Throw them all. Throw them all away. Well, we kind of have to defend our life total here, I think. Got the Shredder. We're ready. Kind of. We're like actually not ready, but we are ready, you know? I mean, I'm throwing a block regardless. They're gonna have to, I would say they're gonna have to give it trample, which they do. Because, you know, Gruul's really good if you just have 2 monstrous rages. That's normally big bad, but if you start off like this, it's pretty good. Wow, they commit to it. That kind of sucks. I guess this. I haven't had a way to discard him from my hand, and that kind of sucks. I probably should have put a pause on my upkeep. It's something I'm learning with this deck thus far. I mean, you have it, brother. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna cast this. probably can't keep this on top, huh? Yeah, I actually couldn't leave that on top. I needed to land. Yeah, sure. I mean, it is what it is. Double monster trades to trample over for extra damage on both combats is pretty good. So we'll take it. It is what it is. All right. We have the combo. We're chilling. We'll keep. I mean, we have pieces of the puzzle. And obviously, we'd much rather cast Otherworldly Gaze here. And it looks like we're going to have to deal with the Deep Cavern Bat at some point. So that can go. And I guess I'll just keep the Surveil land. If I'm going to have a land come in tapped here, I'd much rather have it be the Surveil one. We don't need that now. I kind of wanted to keep this Founding in the third pass, so I'd be able to recast this. But like... I mean, Awakening's gone. That's for sure. Like, I can't imagine. You always just take the spell that makes the most sense. Founding, mode number 1. And then we cast Charter Course, which in this hand we actually wanted to discard. And now, with Otherworldly Gaze, we can actually just win next turn. Because, unless they have removal, which they definitely could have. Otherworldly Gaze. I might actually just keep this Shredder here. I don't know why I'm yelling, but I might actually just keep this Shredder here. I don't have to right now. I need to. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Shredder. And then we're gonna probably bait it here. Turn. See if they go for a cut down. They don't. Okay. This is not good because it'll make me discard both. Otherworldly Gaze. That sucks. Because we do not have one in our yard. Draw. Don't need one in our yard if we just rip it. Fine. If you just rip the combo every time, boys, it's just that easy. We bring back this. This one. This one. This one. This one. This one. This one. Thanks. They love the deck. It's sick. I love when people actually enjoy the deck. I'm trying to see what happens if I do it the other way. Good game, mate. So you'll still have to pick. Regardless. I guess you won't, because if you do it that way, like... Is it a choice when this enters? You may have enter the battlefield as copy. Yeah, so you can always decline having it copy. So, okay. I was like... Because there's been a couple of infinite combos in the past where you actually don't have a choice on the matter, and then it'll actually infinitely loop and draw the game, and that's not what you want. You want to be able to actually win the game with your infinite combo, but this one, there is a stop. All right, my opponent mauled. They're here. They weren't here at first, but we're going to keep this on the fact that Founding's really good in our combo deck, so we're gonna do it off that alone. We have 3 lands, plus Founding can cast our Faithful Mending, so it's not like we lose kind of tempo there. Plus, we get a mill here. So if we find any of the combo pieces, they're definitely hitting the yard whenever we need it to. Human. Like that. Right away. Literally hit one right away. But they mauled. The only thing I guess I'm afraid of is a Thalia. There's that type of human deck, so it looks like we're going to see a flash spell come in on our instep. This one, mode number 1. This one, yes. This we only need one in this matchup so far that I know of. I can't imagine there's a whole lot more going on. But also, in the yard is not the worst either because we have founding. This was on human, right? Yeah. They put it on human, and they're like, but what if? But yeah, we got the combo next turn. This is crazy. That turn 4, we just automatically win. It's not like the sliming emergence where you can still have play. When you present this combo, if your opponent doesn't have anything, you win the game. It's not like shields down, oh, they do something, you farewell the board, you clean it up. No, you die immediately. Nothing you can do. My bad. I'll just cast a spell. This one and this one. We'll just make sure there's another creature in the yard so we can do the combo kind of easy. And our opponent... unknown. Oh, I just milled over another one. I was like, wait a minute. Hello? Play land. Maybe confused why we didn't do anything. We pay 0. We confirm 0. We bring back Rakdos joins up. This triggers. And like we know that we've done in the past, we only have to do this cycle twice because every cycle's 18 damage. And now we just keep this. 18 damage. And then I will grab this just to make it easy. Decline. And now they'll take all the damage and we'll win the game. Wow. Chat. A random scroll on Twitter from my friends sending me the deck list. We might have found something crazy. Let's see if we can't hit Diamond 2 with it. We go first. This is the exact kind of hand we want with this deck. I do really want it to just play something on 2 here. Obviously, Gaze is good here. And because of that, I'm actually going to keep out land. Because I'd much rather leave my combo pieces underneath. We'll get rid of the otherworldly Gaze then. Yeah, we'll cast Archaeologist here. Give me that back. Now we're cruising. We're cruising, team. Bad me, let's go! You're so sick. I love our opponent right now. I love new cards, and our opponent's playing them. I'm really excited about that. That's so dope. I get so pumped when our opponents play new cards. Let's mill here. Alright. Let us... They do have blue mana, so let us grab the Awakening here. We'll pass. And now... It'll take a little bit longer, but we have to take a setup turn. Unless they mill it over for us, but we have no pieces in the yard. I don't think, right? Yeah, we have no piece in the yard, actually. We'll block here. Let's do this here. Let's do this. I want like any of those. So I have the combo piece. I just need like the other part. We're already almost 30 cards deep. So realistically, from what I'm kind of seeing, as long as we can hit that point, that threshold of getting to like 30 cards, and if we don't hit it then, like, it just is what it is. The only thing we want to dodge here is a Dennick. Dennick is a card that we actually can't beat. And realistically, we're this deep. It's kind of like, it is what it is. Yeah. We have no board wipe. Which would definitely be something I recommend that maybe we get into eventually. Let's fire this off. These two? Yeah, the only problem is I don't think I can outlive this. We finally hit one, but it's not going to matter, I don't think. Yeah, they have 9, 10 damage on board. Any damage and we lose. Which they just have a spell. Yeah, I'm just going to concede. Man, that kind of sucks. Like, we have that win there, I think. Like, I think we have it by far in that matchup. They tapped out multiple times. We finally hit one that actually 30 cards deep, which just sucks. We had like kind of a lot of lands on top. We hit a lot of these instead, but I mean, that's it's kind of the risk you run into when you play a combo deck. We have, especially when it's a 3-piece combo, is we had 2 of the pieces in spades. We just couldn't get the last one. All right, team, let's talk about the list. And here it is, infinite damage combo. This is what we got. This is how it is. Now, I will say 100%. We need to either get board wipes in the deck, temporary lockdowns, things like that. We just need to be able to do something to stop our opponent from running free. I don't even care as much if I put 4 Fading Hopes in this deck. I just need something to interact with creatures. There's too many big giant creatures like, what's the one? This guy right here is so hard if we ever ran into it. This guy is going to slam us straight up. If we don't have a way to remove it, to stop it, to bounce it, to lock it down, something. And it's not even like for us that Fading Hope is necessarily that bad, right? Because Fading Hope, I just spelled it wrong. It's okay, chat, leave me alone. I don't know why I had the I in there. But return target creature to his hand. If it's 3 or less, we get to scry. Like, this is definitely not a bad card to have in. We have so much card draw and finding. A lot of times, like, if we go through our top 30 and we don't hit a copy of each of these in that top 30, like, we're probably going to lose that game anyway. So why not give ourselves a better chance to get to our top 20 to hit all the cards that we need? Especially because obviously we want to maul and at least have like 1 piece in our hand or some instigators to get there, or things like Founding the Third Path and stuff like that. But like, Fading Hope is just such a nice card to kind of bridge that gap that we kind of want in order to not let big giant creatures just bully us the entire time. Or we even play something in terms of like, I don't know. It's very weird. We could even play things. I don't know what else we would play. I mean, temporary lockdown is obviously nice as a board wipe, but like, it doesn't cover everything. Or do we just not play Depopulate and just like stall for time? Because at the end of the day, our creatures don't matter. Like, realistically, anytime that we put this in as a 1/1, like, it's vulnerable to every single removal spell of all time, besides Fatal Push, which isn't in this format. But this coming in and copying this, like, when we start this chain, the game's over. They are going to lose. The game is officially over. It's not like us hitting them one time is going to cause a win, because technically if we put them to 18, we only need this cycle to happen once. But that's not even true, because if this comes in, this gets counters on it. This is a 1/1, and this comes in, I believe, as a 9/9. Yeah, because that's how much damage we did. This dies. This triggers twice. If they for some reason kill this, like, they take 19, and if they've taken 1 at any point throughout the game, they lose, which is very cool. But yeah, it's weird. Outside of that, I mean, I don't really know what else to talk about. We pretty much saw it. You just draw, you loot, and then you present a combo that's just deterministically a win. You play it, and it's, I'm going to do this for as much as I need to. In paper, you're like, I'm going to demonstrate a loop. I'm going to do this 1,000,000 times. You're going to take X amount of damage. Like, you lose the game. On here, we only have to do it like 3 times, and they're like guaranteed dead, because obviously there are some life gain decks. They can get pretty high, like 28 or whatever. But you just do it until 9 times whatever gets you there. So other than that, we're gonna call it. This deck's pretty sweet. You can try this one out. I think this one is actually also, crazily enough, chat, for a deck from the new set, which honestly, if I was playing Fading Hopes, I'd probably get rid of Shredder. So you don't even have to have this. This is also an uncommon. Here you go, chat. Here's your rares. Here's your uncommons. The only other expensive thing is your lands, which, like, realistically, as I always advise, I always say get your lands first. The other cards are sometimes replaceable. So if you have the lands, the blue-white lands, and you have a couple of rares that you're willing to throw towards this, or maybe you've played Reanimator in the past with this card when this came out, Like, realistically, you probably will have most of this list. It's not that hard to craft. I think, does it tell us? I don't think it tells us, right? How many rares we have? I thought it did somewhere. Maybe I'm wrong. But we have 10 rares in just our actual cards, and then our lands come out to 4, 8, 16, 17, 18. All of our lands other than our basics. And we have 6 basics. Yeah. So it's actually not that bad in terms of cards that go in the deck outside of your lands to craft. So that's it. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.